Jetpac on the ZX Spectrum. This is a very early Spectrum game from back in 1983, released by Ultimate Play the Game for £5.50 on both the 16 and the 48K Spectrum. It was then re-released by Ricochet on their budget range for £1.99 and Sinclair Research Limited. Also released in Spain under Microbyte and Ventomatic. The game featured in many compilation sets and was Game of the Year in 1983 in the Golden Joystick Awards. This was the first in the Jetman series of games and was also the debut game for Ultimate Play the Game, who would go on to make such classics as Underworld, Night Law and Sabrewolf, to name just a few. This game sold a whopping 300,000 copies and provided the company with over £1 million in profit. Two sequels were made for this game, the first in 1983 with Lunar Jetman, and then again in 1990, some 7 years later, with Solar Jetman, Hunt for the Golden Warship. This was only released on the NES, however, and was never made for the Spectrum. It was rumoured that a version was completed for the Commodore 64, but again this was never released. The game was written by Chris Stamper, who went on to create the Rare Company and made games such as Donkey Kong Country, Killer Instinct and GoldenEye, and the graphics were done by his brother, Tim Stamper. Jetpac, although being one of the early Speccy titles, was one of the few games ever released on a ROM to work with the Interface 2 for an instant loading time. The game is quite simple in Jetpac. The main idea is to make your rocket ship which has been scattered about an alien planet. It's your job to put it all back together. Once done, your second task is to refuel it in the same manner. This allows you to launch your ship and explore the next planet. Along the way, Jetman has to defend himself from the planet's inhabitants and occasionally collect valuable artifacts that fall from the sky. Thankfully, on each new level the rocket ship stays in one piece and it just needs to be refueled again. However, after 4 levels, a new ship needs to be built to explore further out into the galaxy. And after the 4th ship, the game then loops back on itself. In 1999, Jetpac would make a reappearance for a new generation of gamers as a hidden Easter egg in Rare's Donkey Kong 64. It could be unlocked and played in Cranky Kong's lab. And if players managed to get 5,000 points in the game, they could get the Rareware coin. Again, a remake was made for the Xbox Live on the 28th of March 2007, and this was called Jetpac Refueled. In June 1983, Home Computing Weekly magazine gave Jetpac an overall score of 90% and 4 stars. And in issue 21 of Computer and Video Game, it got a huge 9 out of 10. Finally, in Your Sinclair, they gave it a 6 out of 10 in December 1987. Overall, the game got an amazing review, and it resulted in over a third of the Spectrum owners purchasing an official copy of the game. I would just like to thank the 16-Bits Brothers for suggesting this game, and if you'd like me to review a Spectrum title, please head over to my Facebook and Twitter and give me a shout. Thanks for watching, please thumbs up and subscribe.